Hey, Brinn.
Hey.
What's something crunchy or zen that you've done lately?
I'm kind of doing a lot right now. I'm trying to slowly get all the toxins out of everything, but it's impossible.
You mean like out of your house, out of your food?
House,
yes.
Food, body. I mean, it's every time like even today I had this tea bag. I really wanted some tea, and I saw something on Instagram that said there's tons of microplastics in the tea bag.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm changing out my pots and my pans, and I'm getting PFASs out.
Yeah.
And so I'm very slowly doing all of those things. Very slowly.
I feel like we have not talked about this because I did that in November, and I have a Word document on my desktop that says going clean. And it's like different things I'm slowly working on. So Black Friday, my goal is to buy new pots and pans. I want the Caraway ones.
So did I.
And they're expensive. So, But last year there was a really good Black Friday sale. I just was not ready to pull the trigger. So this year's my year, Brinn.
That's good. Our place, I think it was, had a back to school sale. And so I got like a little mini set, and that was, I'm getting there, you know.
Nice. Welcome to my Crunchy Zen era. This is a weekly podcast filled with a little fun, a little humor, and a whole lot of curiosity. My guest this week is Brinn Daniels. I'm your host, Nicole Swisher, as usual, except I forgot to share that this time. This is the first time I've ever forgot. What's my name? That feels like me in comedy shows again every time I host going, wait, did I say my name? I used to do that all the time.
I do that at church. They have me like make announcements at church, and they're like, why don't you ever say your name? I'm like, I don't know.
It's the last thing you remember.
Yeah.
So Brinn and I met doing stand-up comedy. She's a local stand-up comedian. You do some outside of Nashville too, I feel like.
Yeah, I've been Kentucky, Florida, but the Southeast for sure.
Yeah, and she's an assistant professor of cinematography at Belmont University.
Yeah, I just started this week.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's very cool. I'm loving the community there.
Nice.
Yeah.
How's it different from Lipscomb?
Not very, because neither of them are huge schools, and they're both Christian private colleges, but it's enough bigger that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's going to be a really good fit. Really fun.
Good. Well, we're excited to have you here at the end of your first week.
Thanks for having me.
So if you could relive any memory, what would it be and why?
Of course, I want to say the cheesy ones, right? Because
that's fine. We've had lots of cheesy ones.
Okay. Well, I'm on my second marriage, but it was a beautiful, just kind of private backyard wedding with us and our kids. And it was just like, if you could have a time capsule of a day, you know, no pressure. I would love to relive that and just do that again.
Do you feel like you don't remember it very well, or you just want to like have those feelings again?
Yeah, it was only 4 years ago, so I remember it pretty well, but it was just so peaceful and so lovely, and just like we didn't have, my kids are a little bit older now, and we're all just going in a million different directions, and that was a time when we were just all really present with each other. Yeah. So I would love to get more of that. And as the summer has officially ended and everyone's back in school, it's like right now that's exactly what I'm craving, is more connection with my family, because we're all kind of going everywhere.
I'm always amazed with my friends who have kids when the school year starts. I mean, even during the summer, there's so many vacations, but I'm like, I don't understand how you guys manage this.
You're just an Uber driver for a lot of years, especially when you have, like, we're outnumbered, we have 3. So
I've been anticipating this week, because living in Bellevue, commuting to Brentwood, I hit CPA, the private school, traffic, and it like doubles my commute.
Oh yeah.
And so my coworkers' kids go there, and so I've been like, Chandler, when are we starting back? And I'm like, this is D-Day.
It's totally true, because Nashville kind of like eases in. So we have one kid in private school, and 2 kids in private, 1 in public. They start in totally different places. They're in totally different counties at different times.
Gosh.
Well, actually now they're at the same exact time during the day that I have to get everybody. But my oldest just turned 16. So she is going to be driving herself and her younger brother to school, which is great.
Yeah.
But also terrifying as a parent.
This is the kid last year that I was giving advice to?
Yes. She went and visited colleges this summer.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I'm already.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. But they do. So public school starts first, then private school, and then college. So literally my calendar has 3 different school calendars on it. It's a mess.
Yeah.
But it's good. So you'll get another bit of traffic here in a week. Yeah.
Ugh, don't say that.
Sorry.
It's rough.
Yeah. I mean, Nashville traffic is no joke.
No.
Yeah.
And it's so connected to the schools. And
Totally.
And tourists, but you just know it's coming.
Yeah. Because traffic here starts, it doesn't start at 5 p.m. like it does in some cities. It starts when school is out. It starts at 3 p.m. So it is all connected to the schools. Yeah.
Okay, we could keep talking about traffic, but that is not our topic today. Okay. I'm going to ask you a grab bag question here.
Okay.
Let's find the question. It is, are you an introvert, extrovert, or ambivert?
I guess probably it would be ambivert, but I feel like an introvert because of the definition that says, like, if you feel drained when you're out in crowds, and I do. Like, it's so weird because I teach, right? So I'm teaching in a crowd, and then I do stand-up comedy in a crowd. So you would think I would say extrovert. Yeah. So I guess I'm an ambivert because I can be. But then I get home, and I'm like, please, no one talk to me for at least an hour. Yeah. Which I don't have that luxury.
I actually think a lot of stand-up comedians might be introverted.
Yeah.
Or ambivert. There's not as many extroverts.
What do you think you are?
I'm definitely an ambivert.
Okay.
Which I never remember what that's called. So I'm glad to see I wrote that.
You wrote it down, so that's good.
Yeah, and I always struggle to balance that because if I'm alone too long, then I get exhausted that way. But if I'm with people too much, then I'm exhausted that way.
Oh, I never get exhausted from being alone.
Really?
No, I don't.
So
also I'm not alone very much because I have 3 kids.
That's true.
You know.
And I am alone. Solidly alone.
Truly no.
All alone all the time.
Sounds like a dream, but it doesn't. I'm kidding. Yeah. I love my family. I really do.
My roommate is also, he's an introvert.
Mm-hmm.
And we have opposite schedules. Like he works Wednesday to Saturday, 12 to 10. And then I work like a normal Monday to Friday office job. Mm-hmm. And it is so absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
And like we are very respectful of each other. And like I leave him alone on like Monday and Tuesday when he has it off. And then he'll often just leave Sunday. And then I'm just like alone. So it's like a beautiful friendship.
Yeah, that's lovely. Just ships passing in the night in a wonderful way.
Yes. Yeah. And then we catch up and then we move on. So
that's good. I like that.
Right. Yeah. What would you say is something people would be surprised to learn about you?
I'll go with my old party trick. I am a 5 foot tall white girl, and I used to love pulling out the entire 14 minutes of Rapper's Delight, just like at a party for fun. I know the whole thing, Nicole.
How long is this? Because we have some time.
I said a hip. No. So I love that. So I like surprising people with that kind of stuff.
And what would you say, like, when you were in middle school, what did you think you would be when you grew up?
I think I thought I would be a singer.
Can you sing?
I can, yeah.
I didn't know that about you.
I don't do it much anymore, but I loved it, and I always thought that I would do something with singing, and I don't at all.
But I do feel like you enjoy performing.
I do.
So it's kind of
I do.
similar.
It's adjacent. Yeah, and then I just heard about a comedian. Shoot, I can't remember where she's based out of, maybe Missouri or Arkansas, who does kind of like a faith-based worship singing and comedy.
Okay,
I was like, I got to get in on that. Like, I don't know what it is. I got to see it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
YouTube videos, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me about what you do now?
For work?
For work.
Yeah. Not the fun.
I mean, we could talk about that, too.
I know, but you know a lot about that. So, yeah, I just started at Belmont. So I teach cinematography. I'm a professor there. I was at Lipscomb up until this year. So I always like to joke that I teach the fun stuff and nothing practical, but it's very hands-on. Like I teach how to use cameras and how to use lighting and how to craft a story from the more technical side of things. And I'm also an editor by trade. So I taught a little bit of that at Lipscomb, but just helping people tell stories in a more visual way. Mm-hmm. How to get emotion to come through with the visual tools that you use, not just the words that people are saying. Yeah. It's such a visual medium.
Yeah. And did you write before and like film and do all the things like that?
Yeah, like every young film student, I was like, oh, I'm going to be a director and I'm going to do movies. And I didn't love directing as much as editing and shooting.
Really?
Yes. Maybe because I'm an introvert.
Okay.
But I enjoyed being on a team, but not necessarily being the leader or the final. I kind of like listening to someone's vision and I feel like it's a challenge for me. I'm going to understand what this director wants and I'm going to do it. I don't know. I love that.
And so is that what the director is? They're just like team captain, like this is what we're doing.
Yeah, a good director is a jack of all trades, and I mean, and a master of maybe some, but really none. They create a great team, and they just kind of like have the vision and pull it all together with a great producer, with a great team. But the great ones, the great directors, know a little bit how to talk to their cinematographer and know a little bit about sound and a little bit about all the things. And I just really zoned in on the two things that I like.
How is that different from a producer?
Producers just have to deal more with the money stuff. Okay. They'll also be pulling the team together and sometimes they'll have a bit to do with the overall creative vision. But for the most part, and the producers will often hire the directors, so that will take it in a certain creative direction. But for the most part, the director kind of has the final say, except in a studio situation.
So were you always kind of creative growing up?
Yes, and it was very strange because I grew up in a very science-y family, so generations of pharmacists, and then I was like, I want to go to New York and make movies, or and so it was very weird. But I started doing theater from a young age, and God bless my parents, they were so supportive of this thing that they didn't know anything about. And so actually my dad tells this fun story when I was very little, sitting in my grandfather's lap, because I did acting. That was kind of how I started. And he says before I could talk that I would sit in my grandfather's lap and he would give me an emotion and I would act it out. So yes, from the very beginning.
Yeah, and you're pretty expressive, I would say, on stage as a stand-up comedian.
I like making faces.
You do.
I like reacting.
I feel like you're caught a lot when people are taking pictures.
It's not attractive, but
it's entertaining.
But they're fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Was there like a movie or film growing up that really inspired you to head into filmmaking?
So cliche. I mean, I loved the original Star Wars. And I had brothers. So that was a very big, like culturally, that was very big in our house, right? So I loved Star Wars. That's kind of what got me into it. All the special effects, the camera work. And then when I got older, my favorite film was Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Have you ever seen it?
No.
It's beautiful. Jim Carrey in a serious role, which is not a big deal now, but at the time, it was different.
You want to hear something weird?
What?
I haven't seen all the Star Wars.
I hear that so much.
I feel like that's like something to be ashamed of, but I'm just like, I have memories of like blips of scenes.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I was like walking through the room or something.
Because it was just always around.
Yeah.
The toys, like everything. But I mean, I had two brothers, right? So I had, like, there was no getting away from Star Wars in my house. Did you have a movie that you really liked growing up?
Freaky Friday comes to mind, given that Freakier Friday is coming out. Definitely like that. I was texting some friends last night. I was like, who's going to see this?
I heard it was fun. And I heard it was geared more towards our age.
Demographic, age. Yeah.
Yes.
I could definitely see that. I love...
Alex, my husband, took our daughter because that's her favorite movie, the old Freaky.
Really?
She loves that movie.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah.
So she was not going to wait until next weekend, and I couldn't go, but they had a great time.
Yeah, I don't think I can go until for like a few weeks.
Yeah, you're busy.
Busy. It's fine.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
But Yeah,
That's so
solid.
funny. It's a great
I
movie.
have been really liking Lindsay Lohan's movies on Netflix lately.
Yeah, like what other ones?
The Christmas ones that she's been doing.
Oh, are they new?
Yeah, I mean the last couple of years.
I didn't
They're
know.
so cheesy.
I really didn't.
It's amazing.
I love a cheesy Christmas movie though.
Yeah, I can't remember what they're called, but they'll pop up.
They'll be around
soon. You know, give it a month. All the Christmas movies will be out.
Oh yeah.
But
I think it's so funny how many of them shoot in the summer, like here in Nashville.
Okay, I didn't know that. They're in Nashville?
Yeah, I was just talking to a camera guy the other day who had shot another one here in Nashville over the summer. I was like, how are they're just like blowing air conditioning and fake snow. I'm like, that sounds miserable trying
like
to pretend.
Inside or
No, like they'll do exteriors. I don't know how they do it.
That's interesting. I was actually going to ask you like about the scene here in Nashville and
for film.
Yeah, for film. There's a lot?
There's a lot of creative people because there's a lot of music video here. And then I didn't know this before I moved here, but there's a lot of advertising.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And so that comes with a lot of production people. Atlanta is kind of bigger on TV and I think still film, but there's a lot of documentary style stuff happening right now. There's like a health documentary show. I know there's some true crime that shoots in, Nashville and then parts of like the Midwest as well.
Interesting.
So we get a little bit of everything. Yeah.
It's so interesting. It's not a world that I really know, but
No.
since moving here, I know 3 actors, which is weird.
Yeah.
I've never known any.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, nobody like big. It's just they're all trying to make it,
Yeah, and it really is a hub, and you can, you can sustain yourself between Nashville and Atlanta. So I know a lot of people that do that who are actors.
Have you done any of that work here, or have you been teaching?
I've been teaching mostly, but I love music videos, so I did a lot of music videos, and I worked in advertising actually for the first kind of decade that I was here.
Okay.
So I was in the production house of an advertising firm, editing and shooting and directing sometimes and writing, and it was this awesome like small firm, so I got to do I even sang jingles sometimes.
You sang
jingles?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
I got to
amazing.
do everything. It was fun, you know.
Did you write the commercials or did somebody come?
Sometimes.
Okay. Did you find that challenging to get creative with that?
It's a different challenge because you only have 30 seconds and you kind of have to tell a story and get an emotional pull. And then and then advertising too, you have to kind of play to a really like a big common denominator. So I remember fresh off my graduate degree and I'm writing these commercials and they just mark it up and go, no 4-syllable words. I was like, good point. Good note. They're like, cast a wide net,
Yeah.
So yeah, it was different. But then I had fun with it.
Yeah.
Some of the clients would let us, we mostly did attorney commercials. Which is
really?
Yeah, so cheesy and silly. But what was nice about that is that we didn't take ourselves very, seriously. So we would just cut up in the studio all the time and have fun. But then we would have some people, like there was one guy out of Texas, called himself the Texas Hammer. We had another guy that called himself the Bull. And so like we got a real bull with the Texas Hammer. We had him smash through a door. Like that was fun,
Yeah.
For a minute. The guy out of Texas was gonna get MC Hammer.
Oh my God.
He was trying. And I'm a huge MC Hammer fan, so I had so much fun writing. They never happened, but it was so much fun writing commercials for an attorney that involved MC Hammer. Anyways, I could go on. It was fun. Some
attorneys have a sense of humor.
That's right. You're one of them.
I'm one of them. Yeah. Few and far between.
Yeah, but you're a little bit more well respected than some of the ones that
Thanks.
Yeah.
What would you say was one of your favorite projects to work on other than attorney commercials with bulls?
Other than attorney commercials. While I was there, I was allowed to use their equipment and studios, and then this was when I was in the editing side of things, my fellow editor had a band, and I got to make a music video for his band, and music videos are my favorite projects, and I don't know, that one's still one of my favorites because my kids were in it, all my friends and I were shooting it together, and it was my buddy's music, and I still he's a very talented musician, so I loved it.
how do you make a music video? You know, it's a big question, but
There's
I'm like, where would you start?
So many different ways. You have to decide if you want it to be narrative or not. I actually teach a whole class on this, so you might
saw that.
not have wanted to go
ask
down
you about it.
But yeah, I mean, you have to decide, do you want narratives, or do you want a story, or do you just want it to be performance-based? And a lot of times that has more to do with budget, you know, how big of a story can you tell, and how much money do you have to go, you know, all over town and hire actors and shoot it. But and you need a good solid crew. Yeah.
Cool. What has been like one of the biggest challenges in your career?
Every single time there's a strike or, you know, big layoffs or projects, I mean, it just, in a creative field, it just happens all the time.
Yeah.
And so freelancing can be really tough on the whole, you know, for like a decade or whatever. But so I made a conscious decision after freelancing for just a couple of years that I wanted to try to have things more steady. So I did work at an advertising firm where it was like more 9 to 5. So I had kids too by that point, so I needed that. And then I always knew, I got my master's degree right out of college because I knew that I could teach at the professor level in my field with just that. So as soon as like even that advertising firm had picked up and I just couldn't travel with them as much as they wanted me to, it was really nice to then be able to move over into teaching.
How much travel is involved?
With the advertising, because it was such a small firm, we started like once or twice a year. And then by the time I left, it was getting to be 5 or 6. And I was a single mom then. So I was like, I can't do this anymore. Yeah.
And what would you say are like some personality traits that would make someone successful in this area?
In filmmaking in general, say if advertising, there were a lot of, Mad Men captured it. It was a wild place. And filmmaking, if you're going to freelance, you have to be tough. And I think it does help if you are an extrovert, because so much of it is about relationships. Yeah. You will get your job based on the person that liked you from the last set that you were on.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so other than obviously the traveling played into switching to teaching, what else went into that decision?
The hours. Yeah. As the kids, again, I've got kids. So like I really wanted to be able to pick them up from school and take them to school and have spring break with them and have it not, it was just always a fight, you know, when you're in a 9 to 5 and now that I have a schedule that, you know, it doesn't match exactly, but it matches up pretty well at Christmas time, and over the summer I can be more present with them. So I mean that was the biggest thing.
Yeah. I had a question in my head. I was like ready to go, and then I just looked at you and I was like, I don't know, it's gone.
You'll get it later.
It'll come back.
Yeah.
I know. What did you find that teaching came naturally to you, or was it a pretty big switch that you had to work at?
I had a little bit of both, because when I started teaching, I didn't have, like, they call it pedagogy. It's this very fancy word, pedagogy.
Yeah.
Right? Like learning how to teach other people. And with my degree, I didn't have any of those classes, so I never formally learned how to teach. And our department at Lipscomb, where I started, was so small that there was nobody to really, everybody was too busy. Nobody could be like, hey, I'll help you. It was like, you're in, figure it out. It was all trial by fire. So that my classes that I planned looked very different the next year than they did the first year. But it was not, I like to think that I was good at it, but I definitely wasn't great at it at first. And I just had to, like, through feedback with the students and through just looking and going, they're not engaged. I can tell that they're not engaged. I need to rethink this, you know, lecture or activity or whatever. Yeah.
It is. It's really a skill set. There's a reason teachers actually go to school for that.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people think they can just kind of like slip in and it'll be like an easy change. And I don't think that's the case.
It's
usually.
not. It's not. It's not that you can't get there. Some people can't. I mean, most people can, but there are some people who don't, who they do it and they're like, I really don't like this. And I'm not they just can tell that they're not connecting the concepts. And they're some of the best like filmmakers and practitioners, but it's a whole different thing to communicate it. Yeah, for sure.
What do you find you enjoy best about teaching?
The relationships with the students. You know, they're like 18 to 22 in my case, and they're like, the world is their oyster, but it's all so terrifying. And I remember that. I remember being in their shoes and being terrified. And I enjoy like being able to guide. And like a lot of times I feel like I'm just like an extra mom, you know, they come to my office and they're dealing with this life thing, or they're, asking me if I ever have, if I ever feel like I don't belong. And it's like, yes, that gets better, but you will constantly deal with that in your life, like imposter syndrome. I don't want to say it never goes away, but I feel it now. I'm starting at a new place and I'm like, everybody here is so accomplished, looking at their CVs. I'm like, mine doesn't have any, so you still feel that way. And I think I enjoy being able to reassure them and also to say, I didn't think I could do what you're doing either, but now I teach people how to do it. So you can definitely do it. Yeah. I like that part of it.
And do you get to be involved in their projects a lot, like filmmaking, anything like that?
Sometimes, yeah. And if they want me to be, more so than I will. But it is nice, I think, to like let them go out and fail sometimes, because they're going to learn from that. If I just tell them, don't do this and do that and don't do this, it doesn't stick as much as if I'm like, just go do it. And they'll fail at some things and they'll accomplish some other things and they'll get better. Yeah. It's the best way.
Are they all out there doing music videos now in Nashville?
So at Belmont now, it's like there are a lot of them.
I mean, Belmont's very music heavy, right? Too.
Belmont and Lipscomb were very music heavy.
I didn't know Lipscomb.
Yeah, okay. But the program at Belmont is specifically like motion pictures, and so I'm already like, how can I sneak in music videos? Because I love movies too, for sure.
Yeah.
But I know I'm always like, you guys should really have a music video class here. Been there a week
Nashville.
And I've already,
Come on.
Yeah. I'm gonna make it happen. Yeah.
Would you say have there been any opportunities over the years that you ended up turning down that like it seemed like, oh my gosh, I should do this, but then...
For sure.
Yeah.
The biggest one, I like to say that I peaked in college. All my coolest jobs were while I was still a student.
I saw you had some pretty cool internships and stuff.
Yeah, I really did. Yeah. So I interned at Saturday Night Live. That was my coolest one. And I got asked to be an executive assistant.
At SNL?
At SNL. By one of the top executives. And I had worked there and I had seen how that person treated there.
Yeah.
So I knew that it could be a great opportunity, but I also knew that I'd be working 80 to 100 hours a week, and that I could also then not... I saw this person had a wonderful assistant who did everything. I mean, as far as I could see, as perfectly as you could have done it. And at the end of that year, that person wanted to get out and move up. And the executive was so mad that they were leaving that kind of blacklisted them. And that was the executive that wanted me. And also the tough thing was I had worked in a different department, and they told me, they were like, look, we would have hired you the next time something came up, but if you say no to this executive, I won't be allowed to hire you.
Oh.
That was really hard. Yeah.
Do you ever regret that, or do you feel like you made the right decision?
I don't regret it, because I would have, again, 80 to 100 hours a week, and I wouldn't have been pursuing my dreams at all, and it could have, at the end of it, I could have been like that, their last assistant, and not gotten anything out of it anyways.
I always feel like one of the hallmarks of a good leader is that when you tell them you have an opportunity and it's something that'll help you grow, that they might be sad that you're leaving, but they're happy for you.
Agree.
And I think it's very telling if that's not the case, and should be reassuring.
And that's so kudos to the boss in my department who was like, I'm going to be real with you. That is going to be hard, and we would have hired you But if you say no, I won't be able to. And I was like, all right. But that's when I decided to go to graduate school. Mm-hmm. So I think, like, you know, when God closes a door, he opens a window. And I didn't have grad school on my radar at all. Mm-hmm. But I also wasn't, I'm a cinematographer now. I would never, after undergrad, have told you that I could do that. I was like, I'm 5 foot tall. I can't lift things like the dudes who, like, when you think of a cinematographer, you think of like a tall guy who can lift all the camera and equipment and stuff. And when I went to grad school, I was like, you know, I still really want to do this. And now I'm just gonna pour myself into it. Mm-hmm. And it was only because of those extra years that I got the confidence to do that part of it at all.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be able to lift? I've seen you carry some stuff.
I did, like, I worked in the equipment center in grad school because I felt so deficient in that, like, camera world. Mm-hmm. And I made sure that I could lift all the things and that I knew how everything fit together. Because it was a time, like, in the 2000s, it wasn't like, there weren't female cinematographers. I got laughed at when I told somebody at an internship in LA that I wanted to be a cinematographer.
Really?
Oh, completely. And I wasn't even upset. I was like, yeah, I get it. This is not going to be easy.
How did you find the confidence to continue after someone laughs at your dream?
I'm very stubborn.
It served you well.
I'm very stubborn. You're a lawyer. You get it.
I do. I'm like, oh, you think I can't do it, huh?
Now guess what? Yeah.
I'm going to do 10 times better, actually.
That's right. Yeah. Laugh at me, will you?
Are there more women now in the field?
For sure. Actually, I think the movie was made in 2017 and the Oscar nomination was 2018. I could be getting that year slightly wrong. But the first female was nominated for cinematography for the first time ever for cinematography in 2018. And Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, the movie that I mentioned, had a big impact on me. One of the reasons was, and that was 2002 or 3, I should know, but it's very close to there. It was the first movie I ever saw in a theater that was shot by a female.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, and it was Ellen Kuras. So you see Ellen and you're like, that's for sure a woman. Mm-hmm. And I was so intrigued by that. And it was after that I went to grad school and was like, maybe I can, you know?
Isn't it so interesting how even though you maybe didn't know what she looked like, but you're like, that's a woman, so she at least looks somewhat like me.
Right.
It can really impact just having
You'd
the
like
confidence.
to think that we're more evolved than that,
right.
that we don't have to see somebody that looks like us. Mm-hmm. But I did. And my first cinematography class that I taught at Lipscomb, I had a girl in there who they asked me specifically, like, what was it like being a female, you know, when you were trying to be a cinematographer? And she cried. She was like, I just never, and she does it for a living now. And she's great at it. She's great at it. She's in LA and San Francisco. But yeah, it's nice. It's nice to see somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It matters. I mean, that's why representation in general matters a lot, whether it's books, movies, TV shows, anything. It really does. I mean, it just makes a difference when you see people who look like you.
Who look like you or who think like you. And it's not like, it doesn't have to only be that.
Right.
But especially for a profession. I mean, I literally was just like, well, I can't do that. Mm-hmm. I'm just, not to say I'm just a girl, but I'm, you know, like I don't see anybody else doing it who's a girl. I obviously can't do that. Maybe I could be a camera assistant. You know, that was really my thinking.
Yeah. I know. So my mom went to law school when I was in high school. And so I never got the impression that a woman couldn't be a lawyer because I was like, well, my mom's doing it. Right. Here we go.
It was always on the table.
Yeah. But I know that she wanted to go after college, and I asked her one time why she didn't, and it was because women didn't do that very much. Yeah. There was more to it as well. Sure. Like she wanted to be a mom, and at the time, even more, it's harder to see that.
It's tough now to be a lawyer as a mom. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say I would say there were 50% female in law school. It's when you get out of law school and choose the practice area that it becomes very different. And in the practice area I went to, it's unusual. I was once, one of the partners once told me that a client said to him that I would have it made because I'm a female in private equity. And I was like, have it made? Like, this is miserable being the only woman here.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to think about that and what he was implying, that I would just, they'd keep promoting me because they needed their token woman.
No.
So it was very like shocking for me to go from, I mean, my mom's doing it. There's 50% women in law school. Like, what are you talking about? And then just going and being like, oh, I was naive.
I'm not often with people who have been in that situation, because I've been in that situation for sure as well. Did you like have any tactics that you would do to make the men feel more comfortable with you being around?
Oh, interesting. I mean, I was pretty quiet. I would fade into the background a lot.
Okay.
I tried to be non-confrontational, and like one of our biggest events of the year was a golf event one time, and I was the only woman out of over 100 people, and so I actually went and did golf lessons to show up. But I always felt I was trying to make myself as, I don't know, fly on the wall as possible, to not be, because I think in my profession, women are often viewed as pushovers, or a word I will choose not to use on this clean podcast that we can all, female doggish. And so I was always very aware of that. And
obviously that one's worse. So I'm going to,
So I'm going to be a pushover. Like I've had men take credit for my work, and I just sat there and took it.
Same. I didn't sit there and take it. I went the other way. But I don't love how I manifested, because I'm in those situations and I would be, you're in an electrical department and it is just as masculine as that sounds. And so they're, you're on a walkie-talkie and they're telling, raunchy jokes. And then you would hear, Brinn, are you on the line? And you could just, and like everyone would be quiet. I knew that somebody went around in person, was like, there's a chick on the line.
Oh my God.
You guys better be quiet, because it would be dead silent for a minute. And then they would, so I did, and I hate this now that I did this, but I started like cussing around the guys because they would all do that. And that wasn't me, you know? And I really regret that. But, in 2003, 4, or 5, I just like, I wanted like, just be calm. It's just like, I'm just a person. And that was the only way that I could think of, you know?
Like you don't want to stick out any more than you already do. And so I feel like we almost were doing the same.
We were taking different tactics
to get to the same spot.
Yep.
Yeah. And I regret not speaking up, but I chose certain moments to speak up. And there were repercussions for it.
Always.
Yes.
Always.
Like I was told one time, all right, well, now you have to be quiet. You've used your political capital. And I was like, yes, sir.
Yikes.
Yeah, I know. So it really is choosing your battles and that. And I think, being 37 now and feeling like I've gone through so much more of life, I just have a lot of grace towards that 28-year-old who was just lost and frankly scared a lot through some of the experiences I had early in my career. And I don't think that it was worthless. Like I think that I would never say I'm grateful, because I would never want to relive some of the things. But
those weren't on my list of things I wanted to relive either.
Not a fan. 10 out of 10, don't recommend. But I just think though that there's a reason. Like I'm going to make sure there's a reason I went through it, because I don't ever want to sit back.
And there always is.
Yeah.
And you may not know now. You may know in 20 years, but you will be able to use that experience for something for the good. I believe that with everything.
I agree. Yeah. And I do think it's getting better.
For sure. I mean, in my field as well, it is getting better.
Yeah, and right now I work with mostly men, and it's fine.
Yeah.
They treat me good.
So I just adopted my husband's daughter, and the firm that we used for that, which is wonderful, and she's the best. The firm we use is an all-female firm.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I just thought, and my husband hired them. Like, he picked them because of their merit. I didn't go seeking an all-female. He, like, found the best people to do it, and it happens to be an all-female firm, and I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, are you good?
Yeah.
That's what matters.
That's all that mattered.
So, yeah. Stand-up comedy, Brinn.
Yeah.
Where does that come in?
I remember vividly before Comedy Central and after Comedy Central.
Yeah.
And as soon as Comedy Central became a thing, like, that's all I watched. I watched stand-up all the time. It was my favorite thing to watch, to listen to in the car, like, just 100% my favorite thing. Never in a million years did I think I would ever do it, because who am I? And that's terrifying, and I want people to like me, you know? And if I start telling my opinion everywhere, like, nobody's going to like me, you know? So, but I went to NYU, and so I was surrounded by comedy there, and you saw my CV, but I first interned at Comedy Central. I went to a job fair, and I was like the first person to go up to the table, and because I got there early. Remember to get there early. That was but I was the first one to go to the table, and she ended up hiring me. So I interned at Comedy Central at a really exciting time. Somebody there knew the person who hired interns at The Daily Show, and they got me an interview at The Daily Show. And then somebody there had interned at SNL, and they got me. So every single opportunity was because of somebody that I met at one of the others. But so I've always loved it, and I've always wanted to be a part of it, but I never thought I would do it. One of my first college classes at NYU, you do those cheesy introductions, and this woman who ended up becoming one of my best friends in the world just mentioned casually that she does stand-up comedy, and I was like, we're going to be friends, you know? And she, you know, we still are to this day. She's awesome. And then when I got divorced and, like, had some kind of harder things happen in my 30s, you're like, you only live once. I'm going to do this now. Yeah. So being an academic, I took a class first, and then I did too. There you go. Yeah. I want the academics of it, the mechanics, but yeah. And I love it. I love it so much. Yeah. How did you get into it?
My therapist.
You have some stuff to work out, and we only have an hour.
You need stage time. No, she actually recommended improv due to I was having a lot of anxiety at the time, and she was like,
great for that.
Improv would be great.
Yeah.
But I always found improv really scary, because I've never felt like I was very quick-witted. Yeah. I like to sit back, take it in, then say something. Yeah. So I saw that stand-up was at Third Coast, and I had heard... You were like, close enough. I know. I was like, you prepare ahead of time, and then just get up and do what you prepared. Yeah. That's me. That's great. And I was like, it doesn't matter if I'm bad at it. Like, I don't... That's so funny. I've never thought I was funny, so what do I have to lose? Yeah. Just them telling me I'm not funny. I already knew that. See, that would have been devastating to me. I did improv for fun in college. That was no big deal to me. That's so funny. But getting up and being like, this is who I am, it was terrifying. Interesting. Yeah. But I love it now. I love it. Yeah, I loved the classes. Yeah. Because people were very supportive, and it just felt so, like, new and different. And I've always enjoyed public speaking, so it was like, I can get up in front and whatever. So. And you can. And you're great at producing, which is not a lot of comedians can do both, you know? And that's pretty much what I'm doing now, because, I mean, I haven't done stand-up in a while, but I feel like you've been pretty active. Yeah. And you're a producer of the Clean Comedy Collective. I am. I have a show in Spring Hill right now. That's the only one that I'm officially producing, but it's been going well, and I love it. It's so much fun. I love the vendor there. The coffee shop is wonderful. The owner's great. Monthly? How monthly. Often? Monthly? Yeah. Okay. Monthly. I much prefer a monthly show than a weekly show. Oh my gosh, I couldn't even keep up with the monthly in the end. Yeah. Like, it's a lot. Weekly was a lot. We were doing that weekly show at the Bunganut Pig. R.I.P. Bunganut Pig. They closed forever. It had been there for like 30, 40 years or something, and it has shuttered. Yeah. Interesting. But weekly's tough. What is the place in Spring Hill where it's located?
It's Just Love Coffee
Just
Shop
Love.
in Spring Hill. Yeah.
Isn't there more than one?
Yeah. So it's a chain, but it's, franchisees.
Yeah.
And the
Okay.
owner there, Frank Snodgrass, just has a beautiful story. He's got a wonderful heart. And so I was happy to partner with him because of his community focus. And he really loves his community, and he wanted a space. He already has like musicians there at night, and he just has a great heart for the community there. And so it was an easy yes for me.
I think one of the hard things about producing is getting the audience to show up. Have you struggled with that at all, or is there a pretty...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Not at Spring Hill, but in every other one that I've helped with. Yes. But Spring Hill, I think the difference is that, like I said, Frank Snodgrass, he has already built a community there that already comes at night for creative things like Christian music, Christian songwriters night, or they do like a swing dancing night. So
That's
there's
cool.
already, like, people already know to come there. And I don't know if it just being that little bit further away from Nashville, I feel like might help.
I feel like it could, because that's like the guy who runs Comedian Discovery and does the Comedian Discovery live shows.
Yeah.
I think he's tapped into an audience there of like he does it in the suburbs more, whereas there's a decent amount with Zany's, Third Coast, and then the local shows.
All, yeah.
Yeah.
But what Comedian Discovery, what Josiah's great at is the marketing.
Yeah, he's good at that.
He's so good at that. And he's also, and I think that's a lot of it, he's so giving. So many comedians, like, he'll just reach out to them and go, hey, I think you could be doing this better on your social media.
Yeah.
And help them out. And then, so they just love him forever in return, you know?
Yeah. No,
and I do
he's
too.
great.
I'm one of them. I'm a big fan, you know?
He's actually going to be on the podcast in a few weeks. So
I can't wait to see
it'll
that.
be
one.
really good.
Yeah. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's a great guy. So your stand-up comedy, do your jokes come easily, or do you have to like really work at it?
I think both.
Yeah.
The first set, you know, I've got 30 to 35 minutes right now. And I mean, you know, when you're building, you're like, okay, this first 15 was hard, you know, and the second 15 for me was also hard to kind of get right.
Yeah.
And now what's terrifying is I have some audition tapes put together, and I feel like I've been doing, you know, I'm reaching out for opportunities I feature a lot now, and I've got a headlining, you know, coming up. And
it's exciting.
It's a
big deal.
It is a big deal. I'm very excited. And I got to headline once already for 25, 30 minutes, and that was so fun. God bless them for putting me up when I barely knew what I was doing, but it was really fun. Shout out to Bobby and Joyce, because that was a really fun show. But yeah, so I'm doing a bit more of that. What I'm terrified of is putting those away, because I feel very comfortable right now with my 25 minutes, because I've got a different 5 here I can pull. Like I said, I've got about 35, and I can comfortably do 25. And I've been doing the jokes for a while, so I need to start putting them away. Yeah. It's exciting to write. I love writing, but the idea of like going back to, I don't know if this is going to work is it's terrifying. But I'm doing it, you know, I am.
Yeah. I always enjoyed, like, as I got longer, I think the longest I did was 15 to 20 maybe. And it was really fun to like look at your jokes and then say, like, how do these transition together?
Yes.
And it's like you're telling this story, but you've written these jokes all separate, but you can figure out how they all go together.
Yeah, and they can go together differently.
I love to like switch them around to find the right pace.
It's a puzzle.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing too. You take your chunks. You go, okay, here's my, you know, divorce chunk. In my case, here's my, you know, my kids chunk. And I look at the audience and I go, oh, people here look like they have kids, or no, they don't. So I'll swap that out with my dating chunk or whatever. Yeah. It's fun.
It is fun.
And especially when you get to the point where you can do that without having to think so hard. That's so cool. That's what I don't want to lose by getting all the new material.
Yeah, that's it. That's all.
Yeah.
And I've like every once in a while kind of like had an idea, and I feel like I'm like, how do I write jokes again? I don't even know. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm sure it'll be like riding a bike.
Sure.
Let's
will. Say that.
It will. Yeah.
Yeah. What advice would you give someone who's interested in I was going to say filmography.
Cinematography.
Cinematography.
Or filmmaking in general.
Yes, thank you.
Just start with your phone. Don't be intimidated. Just try to tell a good story with what you have. And it's not going to be good the first time. And that's okay. You know, you can then look at it critically. There's a lot on YouTube now, and you can do a lot with just your phone.
Yeah.
You know? So I would say just start, you know, and see what you like about it and what you don't. And tell your story. Just make it authentic. That's the other thing I would say. Is like, what is your perspective and what are you trying to say in the world? And be authentic to that. And that is what should shine through.
I think that's great advice. I feel like just start, be authentic.
Yeah, that's it.
Bullet points. Yeah. So what are you obsessing over lately?
I hate this answer, but I am so into like spiritual warfare and conspiracy theories right now.
Wow.
Which is like heavy, crazy stuff.
Okay, how do those go together?
Sometimes they're the same.
Okay.
Like, for example, there's the aliens conspiracy theory and whatever side you fall on that. But there's a tie-in to spiritual warfare because some people believe that aliens are actually interdimensional demons.
Okay, I've heard that. I haven't heard the interdimensional. I've definitely heard just like...
Sometimes
is there a difference between demons and interdimensional?
I think there's an argument that that's
Okay.
redundant. Yeah, but some people think
Yeah.
they're interdimensional beings, and some people think they're demons. And I don't know what's right, but I feel like it would be fascinating if they were interdimensional demons. Like that is. And then just on a day-to-day, if you think of it that way, like, I don't know, it feels more like a battle that you can face. I know that sounds crazy, but like, if it's all fate and it's all kind of written and it's not, you know, what's your role in that? But if there's some interdimensional demon like making your life harder, then it's, I don't know, it's more like a challenge that I can stubbornly take on.
Okay.
I don't know. It's crazy, but it's so fun. To me, it's just really fun to think about, you know?
I think that's fascinating. I mean, I've heard...
I didn't know you were a crazy person.
Learning so much. What YouTube channel are you watching?
I have a few, but yeah.
I realized, so I decided what I'm obsessing over today is cranial sacral massage because I'm pretty sure I've mentioned my cranial sacral lady like on all the prior podcasts. And I was like, I think it's clear to everyone what I'm obsessing over.
So, and that's head massages.
It's the whole body. It just like works with like your nervous system and stuff. So
cool.
Got that at 3:00 today.
That's cool.
It's good though.
All massage is good.
All massage is good. Yeah. Do you have a recommendation?
I do. If the interdimensional demons was too far, don't worry. I have a lighter conspiracy theory one that I love. It's a YouTube channel called The Y Files. Have you heard of it?
No.
Fascinating. So it'll go into like some government stuff. There's this like, you know, I'll have the classics like, you know, aliens or Bigfoot, and then yeah, like all the greats. But it'll go into government, you know, stuff. MK Ultra. I like some interdimensional stuff. You know,
I like government conspiracies.
Yeah,
definitely Bigfoot. I like that they're the classics.
Yeah, classics, the easy ones, right? The gateway to interdimensional demons.
It's a gateway drug.
It is, yeah.
Well, okay, so I went to a Bigfoot conference, and
I knew this. You and Mariana went, right? Yeah.
The next podcast I'm recording is about that, so I don't want to go too far in, but let's just say portals were discussed.
I might have to go next year. I really might.
I feel like we're going to have a large group, so feel free.
I'm in. I will do it. Yeah.
So my recommendation is not quite on that level. I listened to this podcast called Zero to Travel.
Oh, what's that about?
It's about basically making travel like your lifestyle and like how people can do it differently. And
I love that.
So he interviews a lot of people about travel. So the one that I am recommending is April 22nd, and it's called a 2,190 plus mile mother-son adventure through hiking the Appalachian Trail after a decade of nomadic family travel.
Good night. That's a title.
It's quite a title. I know. I'm like, oh, it keeps going.
Yeah, just read it. Don't ever memorize that.
Yeah. But it was really interesting. It's what got me kind of interested in hiking part of the Appalachian Trail eventually. It just sounds very peaceful, but also like hard and challenging. But they talk about how there's like people along there that'll have like food and drinks for you, and you meet different people, and yeah. And I thought it was cool that it was like a mother-son
that is really
adventure.
cool.
It's very unique.
And
like I think she was working remotely sometimes on the trail, and he was
really
doing some schooling. I'm like, how? So it was pretty interesting. I liked it. Yeah. What are you looking forward to this week?
It's my second week in my new job.
Nice. That's
so
better than the first week, I feel like, but not quite crazy.
It was information overload. Like, I don't know if you've ever had anything to do with teaching, but I'm sure you see the memes about professional development, and it's just like all day seminar.
My dad was a teacher.
Was he?
Yeah.
What did he teach?
6th grade history and English.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, 30
Doing
years.
the Lord's 6th grade. That's the Lord's work. That's tough. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to like getting to know more of my colleagues and finding out more about what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the year. But it's been a great transition so far. Like I work with some really nice but really impressive people.
That's cool. I feel like coworkers really make or break a job.
Make or break, absolutely. Your direct supervisor and the people around you. And my direct supervisor just seems awesome. And I can already tell he's taken a lot of the last minute work off of my plate, which I am so appreciative of. Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to the fact that right now there's a painter at my house painting my steps. These things have needed to be done for a long time.
Good for you.
I ripped out I shouldn't say my dad and my nephew ripped off these like runners that were left from the cellar. They were hideous.
Just dated.
And they would get so dirty and dusty, and it was hard to keep clean. So they ripped them out, and there were all these holes. And over the course of like a month and a half, I've been filling the holes and sanding. And I finally finished this last week, and now the painter's there painting. So there's not, my friend came over and she's like, why are there red dots on your stairs? I'm like,
that's the style now.
It's just a pimple breakout. So I'm happy.
That'll
be
feel
home.
Good. Yeah. And it'll be fresh.
Yes. So
our trim is looking real rough, and we have a kid who just started driving and needed a car, and we're staring down college, and we're like, it's gonna stay rough. Like
it's
fine. It's fine. It'll keep peeling, and eventually it'll peel all the way off, and then we'll do it. You know?
Yes, I feel like that's house everything.
Yeah, there's just always something.
Yeah. So Brinn, where can people find you if they want to follow you?
I love Instagram, so you can find me at Brinn Does Comedy on Instagram. And then I have Facebook as well, Brinn Daniels. And I don't know, or come grab coffee with me at Belmont, I guess.
Sounds great. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, Nicole. I miss you.
I miss you too. Yeah. We'll rectify that.
Yeah, let's do
Not
it.
On a podcast.
No, in real life. Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening. If you could please follow the YouTube channel, that'd be so helpful. And follow wherever you listen to your podcasts. I'll see you next week. All done.
Yay.
Thanks for listening to My Crunchy Zen Era. Please subscribe and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. This podcast is produced by me, Nicole Swisher, and my good friends Summer Harkup and Liz Coulter. Editing is by Drew Harrison Media, and recording is done by Lagos Creative in Nashville, Tennessee. Thanks for hanging out. We'll be back next week.